Hi guys, James at RampantLionReviews again for you today with another beer review. For this one we are going to go up to Helsingborg once again, and we're going to continue on with this Swedish series of reviews that I've been doing for you across the month of December, but we've got another new brewery to have a look at today. So we're going to have a look at one of the beers from Helsingborgs Bryggeri, and this one is their Funkymonkey, which is an American pale ale, so should be quite interesting. It comes in at 5.1% and yeah, it looks quite nice, it's quite nicely presented. I got this one up in the Systembolaget up there when I went to Helsingborg last week, I believe it was, and it's a very nice town actually, so really quite interested to try another beer from there. I might move up to Helsingborg at some point, so we'll need to see about that, but a very nice place, and if you come to Sweden definitely go and visit it. It's only about an hour or so away on the train from Malmö and from Copenhagen incidentally. So anyway, as is usual with my beer reviews then, I'll tell you a little bit about the brewery. If you do want to get straight to the tasting, just fast forward. All the usual website links are in the video description below. That's the brewery website, the link to my future reviews that I'll do from Helsingborgs Bryggeri. Very first time I'm trying one of their beers actually, and there's all the usual social media things down there for the channel, the Facebook, the Twitter and the Untappd. Please follow me through there, your support would be much appreciated. If you want to see more Swedish reviews and many other things as well, please subscribe to the channel, and to my Swedish viewers, please let me know some other Swedish breweries you'd like me to have a look at, and I will apologise in advance for any wrong pronunciations that I might make in this video. I'm still learning Swedish since I moved here to Lund. But anyway, Helsingborgs Bryggeri was founded in 2010 by Rasmus Vorfeldt and Hans Nelson, and by 2011 they were producing their first beer for sale. And as of 2014, the brewery are producing around 20 different types of beer, and they've got a capacity of 80,000 litres per year. And the brewery is on Bredgatan in an old 1880s building, I should say, that used to be occupied by the Skåne Regiment, and this was a part of the Swedish Armed Forces. It's actually a really nice, pretty old looking kind of red brick factory building. It looks very nice. As I say, check out the brewery website and you'll get an idea about that. But there was an old Helsingborgs Bryggeri as well, and this one operated from 1850 until 1975, and this brewery was founded by banker Samuel Havstrom, and it was registered on Södergatan in Helsingborg. And at various times in history the brewery was the purveyor of beer to the Swedish royal family, and they also produced various soft drinks as well. But in 1918 they became part of the Skåne breweries group along with other breweries from the region. This was basically to kind of eliminate competition and allow all the companies to continue basically. But in 1967 they were one of the many breweries that were brought up by Pripps, and then they were shut down sadly in 1975, and the guys basically, Rasmus and Hans, wanted to kind of revive the Helsingborgs beer tradition, and since then as well you've also got Brewski Brewing and All In Brewing do some of their things in Helsingborg as well. So there's quite an interesting little beer culture going on in Helsingborg. Very nice town, like I say. If you like your craft beer, it is worth visiting it to try these beers and the Brewski and All In beers. Some really good stuff apparently, but this is the very first time I'm trying one of the beers from Helsingborgs Bryggeri, like I said. But they've actually, for a very kind of new brewery, they've got a very kind of impressive range. In their regular range they've got the Lager, the India Pale Ale and the Pilsner. In their seasonal range they've got Amber Ale, Summer Ale, Oktober and Winter. This one is one of the specials. They've got the Wit Beer, Lakritz, Cafe Stout, Jubilsmul, Funkymonkey, which is this guy here, Double IPL, Chili Pepper, Dark Ale, Mork Lager, St. Patrick and Sunds Porter. And they've got their folk beers as well, which are the ones that are allowed to be sold in the supermarket. There's the 2.8 Ale, 3.5 Ale and the Midwinter as well. If you're wondering about the folks beers, in Sweden that's a thing because they have nationalised beer shops here. In Systembolaget you have to buy, that's where you buy anything that's over 3.5%. Anything else can be sold in the supermarket, but anything over 3.5% has to be sold in the nationalised beer shop. A lot of Swedish people complain about it, but it's quite good for me to get the beers from all over the country because you can order them in from all over the place, which is great. So anyway, I'll let you have a little quick look at the artwork of this one before we open up. As you can see, a nice kind of quite modern arty looking monkey on there. All the beers have a kind of similar style of artwork. I'm not sure how well you can see the colour on this actually, but it's a kind of beigey colour, but very nicely presented. The bottle cap on this one's actually quite nice as well. One of the few breweries I've seen in Sweden, actually one of the few smaller breweries who have their own bottle caps, which is quite nice. But this one comes in at 5.1%. It wasn't listed on the website what hops and malts were in this one, unfortunately. Normally I would like to tell you what's actually in this beer, but it should be very nice. At a rating of about 65 or 70 on Rate Beer, so it should be a pretty good beer. So let's get it open and we'll get on with the tasting then. Not much of a, oh, there's a bit of smoke coming out it now. It's starting to go a little bit crazy, so we'll get it out and into the glass. I was going to say not much of a smoky opening from this one, But it looks very nice and very clear. Just give it a bit of an aggressive pour and get some nice head on it there. But yeah, you can see this beer is poured quite a nice, rich, golden orange amber colour. It looks very, very nice. If I bring the light over, you can see it's actually, yeah, it is very rich, very clear looking beer. If I put my fingers behind it, you can see through it. It's only slightly opaque, but very attractive looking beer. A finger of a frothy white head there, rich kind of golden amber colour there, quite clear. Some big bubbles sticking to the side of the glass. Just one or two little bits of sediment actually, but quite a few little bubbles going up towards the bottom of the head. But it looks very, very nice. As you can see, there is a degree of opaqueness there, but it is mainly transparent. So yeah, very attractive looking beer. So let's give it a smell and see how we get on here. And that smells quite nice actually. There is a bit of a peachy aroma coming out of this one, so I wonder if there's some citra hop in here. Citra hop, of course, is the one that gives you these more complex tropical fruit flavours. And I think you can smell some of that in here. But yeah, it's got a nice kind of grassy, slightly floral aromatic character. There's a bit of orangey citrus in there too, which to me, that'd make me think there's some Amarillo in there. The Amarillo hop is the one that gives you that nice orangey citrus. So maybe Amarillo and Citra are in this beer, I don't know, but I'm only speculating. But a nice orangey, nice kind of slightly peachy aroma in there. There's maybe some kind of apricots or mangoes too, and that's what makes me think even more that there's some citra hop in here, because you get these nice peachy, more juicy tropical fruit aromas from a citra hop. But there's a good sort of grassy and slightly floral character coming out of this one, but not too strong. The main focus of the aroma here is on the fruity characters of the beer. But as you sugar it up a little bit more, you can get, pardon me, you can get some of the malt base coming out of this one too. And that's a bit of a sweeter caramel, a more rich, biscuity malt base. My voice is going on this video actually. But yeah, you can pick up these nice malty aspects of the beer when you sugar it up. As I say, a nice biscuity, grainy character coming out of there. It smells like the sort of biscuity digestive syrup actually. Those digestive biscuits that we get back home in Scotland. There's a bit of richer caramel in there too, but as I say, kind of bready, quite cereally, biscuity syrup, and some richer caramel too. But it's a very interesting beer actually. It smells, really does smell definitely like a pale ale, and I think there's Citra and Amarillo hops in this one. So let's dive in and see how it tastes. So this one is the Funkymonkey, an American pale ale from Helsingborgs Bryggeri in Helsingborg in the northwest of Skåne in southern Sweden. Skål. Yeah, it's quite nice. Very easily drinkable. This beer. It's actually much what you would expect from the aroma of this one. Some of the beers, you pick up things that don't really appear in the flavour in the aroma, but this one, pretty much everything that you detect in the aroma appears in it. It's quite good. Yeah. I like the way the fruit character comes out in this. It starts off, you get the nice sweet maltiness. It gets a little bit more cereal, and then the fruit, the juicy character of the fruit just comes out before the aftertaste starts to push its way out. It's very, very nicely done actually. Yeah. So, the middle of your palate is just blanketed with this light, pale malt, slightly bready malt base. It just goes right across the middle of your palate. You can feel a little bit of the cereal character on top of that, and there is just a little bit of dryness in the middle of that palate, but there's quite a lot of that sort of biscuity, kind of that biscuity syrupy sweetness in there. And there's a bit of richer caramel there as you go down the middle of the palate, but as you progress into the aftertaste, the middle of your palate becomes a bit more dry, and actually the hoppy character becomes progressively more dry as you move into the aftertaste as well. But it's quite nice. I mean, this beer is nowhere near as flavorful as the like of a West Coast IPA or something, and the idea behind this style of beer is to be nice and drinkable and have just a good blend of flavours, and it certainly does that. The American Pale Ale is a lot less kind of punchy than the IPAs, if you like, but this one's a really nice beer and it's easily drinkable. That's exactly what you want from an APA. But yeah, the flavours in this do blend together really quite well. I mean, normally I would always pick an IPA over a pale ale because I like the fruitier characteristics of the beer, but this one is really nice. Maybe that would make me think again about that choice, but certainly wouldn't hesitate to drink this beer again. Really good. So yeah, to the more hoppy characteristics of the beer, around the back sides of your palate there's a nice smooth grassy character there. It becomes a bit more floral and aromatic as you move around the front curve of the tongue there, and then as you go behind the front curve of the tongue, that's where a lot of these fruity characters are coming out. As I was saying, there's a bit of a peachy or a sort of mango-y apricot flavour coming out of this one, that kind of sort of thicker, juicier tropical fruit rather than the more sour grapefruit and passion fruit flavours that you get. It's quite interesting, this. There could be a little bit of orangey citrus in there, but I think this is more of a kind of peachy, not so much peaches, maybe more of a mango and apricot flavour that's coming out of this one. It's really nice. I definitely think there's citra hop in here. I may be wrong about that, but I'm sure there's some citra and maybe a little bit of an amarillo hop in there too, because the amarillo gives you a nice sort of florally character and some orange flavours, and I can definitely pick those up in this beer. But yeah, it's really nice. The flavours blend together really quite well in this one. The whole point behind the pale ale, as I say, is to be a bit lighter than the IPA and to be nice and sessionable, to have just a good bit of light kind of hoppy flavour, and it certainly does that for me. This is a really nice beer. Now, I'd really love to try it on tap actually. I think to get a bit more of the malty character out of this would be really interesting, and that's normally what happens on tap. But again, it's a very, very nice beer. I wouldn't hesitate to drink it again. So in terms of the mouthfeel of this one, I would say this one's probably quite light-bodied, maybe pushing the mid-bodied, but I'd say more light-bodied. The carbonation is really quite smooth. It's quite oily as well. There's a good hoppy bitterness. As I said, that builds as you move into the aftertaste. There's a little bit of dryness from the malt character in the middle of the palate also, but mainly the malt base in this one is quite bready and actually quite sweet. You get a nice biscuity and caramel sweetness out of this, and it only becomes a bit more dry as you move into the aftertaste. And there's a good bit of juicy character from the fruits in this beer as well. But overall, for an American pale ale, not one of the styles that I drink too often, mind you, but this is really nice, and I certainly wouldn't hesitate to drink it again. So I want to try one of their other beers at some point soon. I'll try one of the dark beers for a bit of contrast, because I think it's always interesting, because then you see the two extremes of a brewery's brewing capabilities. So I think that would be very cool. But yeah, the Funkymonkey from Helsingborgs Bryggeri, really quite a nice beer. If you enjoy your American pale ales, I think you'll quite enjoy this one. If you like sort of peachy, apricot-y fruit flavours in your beer, then this is one to go for. So yeah, go and check out Helsingborgs Bryggeri. But as always, I hope you've enjoyed this beer review. If you have tried the beer, let me know in the comments section below. Always interesting to hear from you guys that are watching the videos. So I thank you for watching my beer reviews. Until the next one, please like, subscribe, share, all the usual YouTube stuff. Swedish viewers, be sure to let me know some other Swedish beers to have a look at, and I hope you're enjoying this Swedish series that I've been doing for you over December. There will be more to come fairly soon. I thank you for watching, and I'll catch you soon with my next beer review. Slàinte just now.